Salvador is one of the most important cities in Brazil. Once the capital of the colonial Portuguese Empire, it was also an important port for the slavery trade. This dark chapter of Brazilian history gave way to a flourishing culture nowadays. With Salvador being the city with the most black people outside of Africa, you can see the mix of cultures throughout the city. Today, we will be talking about all of these attractions in Salvador, as well as the African influence throughout the city, whether it is on culture, culinary, or architecture, or more. Hi, my name is Anna, and here on this channel we talk about everything Brazil and maybe some other countries, food, culture, architecture, and much more. Come with me as we discover the world together. Let's start with one of the main postcards of Salvador, Farol da Barra, or the Baja Lighthouse. Located in Baja Beach, one of the neighborhoods favored by the tourists that visit the city, the lighthouse has a huge terrace where you can see the sunset, enjoy a nautical museum, or go all the way to the top for a panoramic view of the city and the seas. Number 2. The Pierre Verger Photography Museum. This small museum is located in a fort and holds a small but interactive collection of photographies of the famous French photographer Pierre Verger. If you get a ticket to visit the Pierre Verger Photography Museum, it allows you to also visit the Caribe digital exhibition. Caribe is yet another foreigner that loved Salvador. Born in Argentina but radicated in Salvador, Caribe's paintings are famous for its lively colors and interesting shapes. You can see some of his work here in this digital exhibition, a big painting displayed in the Salvador airport, or admire the gates of our fourth attraction, the Modern Art Museum of Salvador. Located in an old colonial state, this museum is more than just that. It also has a cinema, workshops, and several art displays for you to enjoy. You can also sit on one of the outside tables and enjoy the views of the colorful houses of Gamboa neighborhood, which is under a viaduct, as well as the views of the beach and the people who are enjoying it. The fifth attraction in our list is perhaps one of the most famous postcards of Salvador, Nosso Senhor do Bonfim Church. Colorful wristbands with wishes made by people are tied to the fences of this church, making it a very colorful display of the culture of Salvador. It is also on this church where you can watch one of the most beautiful displays of Afro-Brazilian religion, the washing of the staircases of Nosso Senhor do Bonfim Church. Celebrated on the second Thursday of each year, the celebration is second only to Carnival. After visiting the church, make sure to stop by at the sixth spot of our list, Sorveteria da Ribeira. This popular ice cream shop has some very traditional flavors. You can see me here eating roasted coconut and tapioca flavors. Also around this region is the number 7 in our list, Pontal do Humaitá. This lookout is one of the favorites by locals to enjoy the sunset. You can come here by yourself, with a date, or your family or friends, and enjoy a beautiful sunset. There are vendors selling drinks and foods around, and you can just enjoy people watching the sunset, or people fishing around you. Number 8 in our list, try the Recôncavo Culinary. Recôncavo is an area of Bahia with a very specific culture. You can find food from this region throughout Salvador. In here you can see me eating maniçoba, which is a dish made out of manioc leaves that are cooked for 7 days straight. The leaves need to be cooked for that long, otherwise it might be poisonous to people. Number 8, the Tororó Dike. The Tororó Dike, or Dique Tororó, is now a lake where you can see people exercising around. However, what's really interesting about that is the statues you see right in the middle of the lake. You will be able to see 8 statues displayed in a circle, representing the Orixás, or the Afro-Brazilian religious gods. Number 9 in our list is the Rio Vermelho Neighborhood. Rio Vermelho is a quiet neighborhood during the day, but a nightlife hotspot during the night. In here you will have a fisherman village with an Iemanjá statue, the goddess of the seas, a small church in the center of the main plaza, as well as statues of Zélia Gattai and Jorge Amado, which were a couple of writers famous in Brazil and especially in Salvador since they were from there. At night, you can visit one of the many restaurants or bars, or eating one of the stalls selling street food, especially one that sells the traditional dish that makes up for 10th in our list, acarajé. This traditional hearty snack is made of black-eyed peas dough deep-fried in palm oil, filled with cashew nuts paste, shrimps, and obviously the traditional hot sauce. You can find acarajé throughout Salvador, but one of the most traditional places is Dinha's stall, which is in Rio Vermelho. Going back to the lower part of Salvador's colonial town center, we have number 11 in our list, the Mercado Modelo. If this market was the main market during colonial times, now it is a place for you to buy souvenirs and things for you to take home for your family and friends. Just across the street, we have number 12, Cidade da Música. Cidade da Música is a museum honoring all the rhythms of Bahia. If you're interested in learning more about music from Bahia, make sure to visit this museum. On the other side of the plaza, you will see an unassuming church, which takes the 13th spot of our list. The Basílica Nossa Senhora da Conceição da Praia. Don't let the plain facade of the church fool you. Go inside to see the beautiful altar, and the good part is many tourists don't even come here, so you're gonna enjoy it mostly by yourself probably. Number 14 is another postcard of Salvador, and it's right next to this church, Elevador Lacerda. This elevator has been used since the 19th century as a means of transportation between the lower and the higher part of the city. Make sure to have some coins with you, as they won't allow you to pay by cash and they won't give any change. The elevator is closed, so don't expect panoramic views when you are inside it, but once you get up there, you will have windows all over and will be able to enjoy a panoramic view of the city and the All Saints Bay. Number 15, eat some cocadas. Cocada is a traditional coconut candy and can be found throughout the city being sold by the Baianas, the ladies in traditional attire selling this and much more. Make sure to try the plain flavor or the roasted coconut flavor. Number 16, the Carnival Museum. This museum tells the story of Carnival in Salvador, which also has its own traditions like Rio and Recife, of which I just spoke about last week. Once you pass all of the exhibition, you will end up in the rooftop with a bar and a beautiful view of the city as well. Make sure to enjoy it, so don't go there just before it's closing. Number 17, O Cravinho Bar. This small bar serves liquor that is based on cachaça and several spices and herbs. Select the one of your choice and make sure to have a shot before you continue your trip around. Number 18, Convento de São Francisco, or St. Francis Convent. This convent has a beautiful tile work all around its internal patio, and also a beautiful altar with a Baroque style. This is one of the main attractions in the Pelourinho area, so make sure not to miss it. Number 19th, slightly less famous than its big sister, the Ordem Terceira of São Francisco Church is right next to our previous attraction. For an even more ostensive display of the Baroque style, if that is even possible, make sure to don't miss this one out either. Number 20. Enjoy the Pelourinho area architecture. Pelourinho is the old town neighborhood, and as such it has preserved most of its colonial past. Walk around visiting the shops and enjoying the colorful architecture, but make sure not to go into any deserted alleys, even if they seem safe. I have a full video about safety in Salvador if you want to know more, but just be careful around that area as the pickpockets in place are really eager to get their hands on your stuff. Once you reach the Pelourinho Plaza, make sure to visit the Jorge Amado Foundation, which is number 21 in our list. The building where the foundation is currently used to be the house of Jorge Amado, which is, as I said, one of our most famous writers from Salvador. If not for the literature, make sure to visit and go all the way to the last floor, where you have a beautiful view of the entire Pelourinho Plaza. From there you will be able to see the number 22 in our list, the Baby Blue Church, which is the Nossa Senhora do Rosário dos Pretos Church. I know we've talked a lot about churches, but this one is special. On Tuesdays at 7 p.m, they hold a syncretic mass, which has elements of both Catholic and Afro-Brazilian religions. You can hear African instruments being played, such as the atabaque, while the mass and the chantes are going on. It is an interesting display, especially if you're used to a traditional Catholic mass. Make sure to arrive early to get your seat. Number 23. Eat some seafood, but not any seafood. There are some dishes that are very traditional from this area, so you should make sure to try them out. You should try moqueca, which is a seafood stew made with palm oil and coconut milk. Caldo de sururu. Sururu is a local mussel that is very tasty, so make sure to try the soup made of it. You should also try crabs. The traditional way of eating crabs in Salvador is by boiling them with some spices and herbs like cilantro, which it makes very tasty and very different from what you usually try in the north. If you got interested in any of these attractions, I have other videos where I tell you more about what days are free to access them, the prices and the working hours of each of these attractions. So make sure to check these other videos out, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!